All right, I'm currently at Indiana Comic Con. I got here kind of late, so this is just kind of ass, but stay tuned for the vlog. See you guys later. Currently in Katie Sackhoff's line. She says that she'll be back at like 4 o'clock. It's not a bad wait. It's currently 2 o'clock. I really want to walk around the show floor a little more, but we'll see after 4. Probably not getting Bryce's signature today because his line is so long. It's barely even moving. So we'll wait on the Talon Titan Aaron Yeager Funko Pop signing. But other than that, it's my first con with press badges. So far, so good. We'll see what happens next.
No, you.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Yeah, I'm just getting the top.
Well, that's kind of what I did too, because like I've never really got into it because
Your cousin?
Yes.
Already got it. I'm about to say.
I love how it's textured. You see that?
Mm-hmm. The different textures, the different, you can see.
So cool.
What's this now?
Oh my god, I have a keychain. I feel like I'm just all knowing.
Is there so many shirts?
That's the one that.
What's up, YouTube? I'm finally back from Indiana Comic Con. It was a good experience. I would say this was more of a smaller con than I've been to. I would definitely go again. This was my first time having press badges at this con. It was pretty cool to be at. I only got one autograph this time because there was 2 problems. So one other autograph that I was going to get by Bryce Papenbrook, I believe his name is. He is the Aaron Yeager voice actor. His line was just crazy long. They even had a cutoff to where like there was like 2 separate lines. It wasn't really like moving, so I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna just pass on it. I'll probably see him at another con, try to get his autograph. So I'm kind of salty I didn't get my season 4 Aaron Yeager signed, but it's okay. His line was probably just as long as a Hayden Christensen line, which, you know, the level of actors is different because, I mean, you can just tell by price wise. Like, that autograph I probably would have got for under $100, and Hayden's, you know, is like a 220, 230, 240 type of autograph. But other than that, you know, it was a good experience, you know, being able to walk around and see all the like Attack on Titan cosplay and stuff. And then I had another problem, which was very unrelated to the con, but it took me 2 hours to drive to Indiana from Ohio. So we were just like, there's been a big weather change in the Midwest, and Solo's raining, and I have an X-Men 97 poster, which you guys can probably find in my Cincinnati Comic Expo video vlog, which I only got the Storm actress to sign that, but the Rogue actress was in Indiana. She had just got announced like last Monday, and of course the con was on Saturday. So I was thinking about bringing it, but then I was just like, you know, if it's raining in Indiana, I don't want this poster to get ruined. I don't have a poster tube, so there was really no way for me to protect the poster. So I just decided that I wasn't going to get her autograph. But of course, the number one thing, which why I did go to Indiana Comic Con, besides the press passes and all of that, was to get my second Bo-Katan Funko Pop signed by Katie Sackhoff. Real quick before I actually get into that story, this is future Talon here, but what's funny about that signature is Katie Sackhoff fell in love with the Sharpie marker that I had so much. They're Sharpie paint markers. She even took a picture of the actual paint marker. So if you ever hear her talking about those paint markers in her podcast, or if you see her now using paint markers with your autographs, because she is one of the actors who brings her own markers, she got it from me. So yeah, she actually did take a picture of the white paint marker that I had her sign with, and she fell in love with it. You know, I had her use one before. It was a blue one, but I think this time it was just a little more different because she wrote her name, she wrote Bo-Katan, and then she wrote Mandalorians are stronger together. So she was able to have like a little more time with the marker and to actually like experience the marker, which I love those markers. You'll hear me suggesting those markers all the time. So like I said, if you hear her talking about her or whatever, it was because of me. But yeah, definitely get those markers and enjoy the rest of the video, guys. So of course, this is the one that I got signed from her in Indiana, and then this is the one that I got signed from her in Cincinnati. So now I got blue and white, both, you know, her colors. I got a chase one, and then I got the regular one. Now the regular one right here was unfortunately more expensive than this one. So I want to say this was about $120 to get just the Katie Sackhoff signature, and then she always chooses to write Bo-Katan at the bottom of it. But Indiana, they run their autographs a little bit differently. So you can get a standard autograph on like the 8x10 pictures, which I never do. I like to have like my personal collectibles signed. But then it went from that straight up to $140 to where you can get collectible signed Funko Pops, toys, whatever for $140, and then you also get a quote added in. So if you look at it, you're kind of getting forced into getting a quote. Now me, typically, unless the artist like asks you if you want a quote on there, that's the only time I really get a quote. I never usually buy quotes, but you know, if the artist will do it, then you know they'll do it. Like Emily Swallow, she wrote "This is the way" on here completely for free. I didn't pay for that. And then Eric Vale up here, he wrote "This is for you, Gohan." You know, these are things that I don't like typically pay for, but if the actor or actress decides to write them on there, then of course I'll get it. So I was kind of salty that I was like forced into getting a quote, but instead I got Mandalorians are stronger together because it's one of my favorite quotes by Katie Sackhoff, Bo-Katan, in the Mandalorian series. But if I had to choose, I would have preferred to have it on the Chase Funko, because at the end of the day, this chase is going to be worth way more than this one. But you know, it is what it is. At least I have them both signed now, because they're even both the same number if you look at it. 463, one's the chase, one's the regular, and they're both signed. But the one that's not the chase has Mandalorians Are Stronger Together. And then I have both of her QR codes for her Katie Sackhoff show podcast, which is on there. As you can see, I also didn't do like a whole lot of filming. I just wasn't like really in my element at this con. I've had a lot of things going on, but I also did buy this art piece right here, which I think is really cool. He had like bigger ones, but I think the keychain was the one that like really called me. It was only $10 too, so it was like, this is Darth Maul. I can't, you know, pass it up. There we go. And like, of course, like I said, he had bigger art pieces where they are on there, still metal too, which I thought was pretty cool. So overall, like, I did have a good time at this con. I think the weather kind of stopped people at this con from like doing a whole lot of cosplay, because I also didn't see like a lot of cosplay at this con. Or maybe, you know, a lot of people in Indiana just don't cosplay. I don't know. But I also did not cosplay myself. I was in pretty much just a sweatsuit, you know, hoodie, sweatpants, all that. And then you know, that was pretty much it. Like, you know, I had a good time. I only went Saturday. I did not go Friday or Sunday, even though I had the press passes, because it was kind of like a quick notice type of thing. Usually I like to get pre-prepared and plan for these cons, because like if I was, you know, even though it was only 2 hours away, I probably would have gotten a hotel and everything to be able to stay all weekend. But I just wanted to drive down there, get my one autograph, and then be on the way. I also didn't see like a whole lot of like, they of course had a lot of vendors, but they didn't have like vendors that really like popped out to me to really be like, yeah, this is what I want. Like, of course they had like some cool vendors, like, you know, things that you see all the time, but nothing really like stood out to me at this con. But would I go again? I would definitely check it out again. Like I said, I think the weather changed a lot of people's perspective on this con as far as cosplay, or like what they want to bring and not get ruined in the rain. So, you know, that could have been a thing. But overall, I had a good experience. It was cool to, you know, let this con be my first one with press passes and everything. So that was fine. But other than that, stay tuned for my next few videos that I have coming up. I should have some reactions being posted soon. Stay tuned for it all, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe, come back for more. I'll see you later.